G'day, I'm Mark.
I'm Mel.
I'm Jen.
I'm Tom.
And we are a bunch of hums.
Welcome to Northern Territory.
What was your favourite place in the Northern Territory?
I would say Darwin because it was hot and there was so much water park and stuff like that. There was so much stuff to do.
Little Roper.
Why?
Because there was so much kids there and we could play on hay bales, and I liked the animals there. It was a nice place.
I really loved Kakadu. I think it was just such a different environment to anything we'd ever experienced. But then I loved Litchfield, swimming every day in the waterfalls. Probably Kakadu for me.
My favourite place in all of the Northern Territory would have been Litchfield. Waterfalls and swimming every day are probably my two favourite things, so I would definitely spend a lot of time there. Plenty of other great places, but that would be number one. What was your favourite activity and why?
The yellow water cruise, because it was very peaceful and we could see the first ever wild crocs we've ever seen.
My favourite activity was probably the yellow water cruise because it was the first time we'd seen wild crocs, and the kids just absolutely loved seeing the natural environment, and it was just so different to everything else that we did.
Maybe I would say going to the whip show in Little Roper.
Maybe riding around Uluru was cool. Really loved that experience, and it was really early on in the trip. It was really fun to do as a family.
What will you miss the most about the NT?
I think the thing that I'll miss the most about the Northern Territory is the sky. I've just seen more sunrises and more sunsets than I've ever seen in my life. They're all amazing. The night sky with the stars, the daily sky where it just seems to never end. Yeah, I'm really going to miss the sky and the weather.
Mostly seeing all those rock structures like Uluru, Katadura and waterfalls mostly.
Swimming every day. What will you miss about the NT?
Probably the weather. Beautiful during the day, nice and warm during the night. We can swim every day. Miss swimming every day. And just seeing stuff that I really didn't expect to see. It was just so exciting every day.
What were your favourite 3 swimming spots in order?
So I think my favourite might be Bitter Springs. Then I would say Leanya Water Park in Darwin. And then I might say Borley.
In Litchfield.
Yes.
Bitter Springs is my first one, Berry Springs is my second one, and Mataranka is my third one.
Wow, you really like those springs.
Yeah.
Litchfield in general was pretty great. So I'm going to say number 1 just because variety. Bitter Springs, number 2, because we did it a lot. I think I did 20 something up and downs, but the boys did way more. And number 3 for me, maybe Berry Springs. We only spent an afternoon there, but I think that had a lot of variety too, lots of different things to do. So I really enjoyed that.
Top 3 swimming holes. So Bitter Springs is absolutely number 1. We spent a lot of time there. I would say Bully Rock Hole was the next one because it was just, you could just spend all day in the water and there was places to jump. And number 3 would probably be Berry Springs would be close, but Leanya Water Park, I think, with the water slides and the big pool and the fact that it was free in Darwin was absolutely amazing. What was something you learnt in the Northern Territory?
I learnt lots about Aboriginals, like how they hunted, when they were like, how they got food and stuff like that.
I think just to relax. It's nice not having to think about work. I was always so caught up with work on my mind. I don't have that anymore. So I've learned to relax, try and be patient, and just go with the flow.
Tom, what was something you learnt in the Northern Territory?
Megafauna.
What about them?
They're very giant animals.
I think the thing that I learnt most in Darwin was probably a couple of things about the bombings of Darwin and Cyclone Tracy. We learned quite a lot about that. And also connecting a bit more with Aboriginal communities and understanding what they're going through and what those communities are like a bit. If you could recommend one place to go for a kid that was going to come through the Northern Territory, where would you tell them to go?
I might say I think Little Roper
Why?
Stock Camp. That's the number one caravan park. But there's like hay bales. They don't really look like they would be fun, but they're like really, really fun. Like slides, and there's always so much kids up there.
Little Roper.
I really loved Kakadu. I think a lot of people, there were so many people that said Kakadon't, which actually got me quite frustrated. It is something you have to go and experience. So different. But then Litchfield was amazing, obviously very well known. For me, I would tell people, go to Kakadu, experience it, go out of your comfort zone. It's a bit of a drive, but yeah, go there. You'll definitely get a really good adventure out of it.
If I had to recommend one place for people to go in the Northern Territory, it would be Uluru. I think that had the biggest impact on me the first time that I went there. Tom, what's the favourite thing that you've eaten in the whole trip?
Barramundi.
I liked the buffet because there was like chocolate fountain and like chips, nuggets, and lots of things that I haven't actually tried before. Favorite thing you have eaten?
Favourite thing I've eaten was definitely barramundi. We had that a few times, and yeah, that was totally awesome.
For some reason, I keep going back to those satay skewers at Parat Market. We had them twice, and I really, really loved them. Both the lamb and the chicken were delicious.
Yeah, I love them.
What do you miss most from home other than people?
I don't really have any answers. I mostly have all the stuff that I need.
Tom, what do you miss most from home other than people?
Nothing.
Ooh, probably having a full-size kitchen. I mean, I love to cook, and it's a little bit different when you're in such a small space, but we're making it work. But to have a full kitchen with full storage, yeah, I miss that.
I think the thing that I miss the most from home other than people would be a reliable internet connection. Sometimes we've tried to watch the footy and it's been a bit tricky. And air conditioning above my bed would have been nice sometimes, but they're pretty minor things and we can deal with them pretty well.
What is something you wish you knew before we left?
I was under the impression that the first few months were going to be really hard. Lots of people say that, adapting to a new environment. For me, I was really worried about that. I was like, am I going to hate this? Is it going to like put sour the trip? But it's just been so easy to fall into a really nice routine. And it's, yeah, I know we say it all the time and I don't want to, it looks sugar-coated, but it's just a really great lifestyle and I love it.
I would say that I'm going to learn heaps on the road. More than I expect I'm going to learn.
What is something you wish you knew before we left?
It's going to be really fun and we're going to love it.
I think I wish that we knew we needed more solar for the batteries. Other than that, we were pretty well prepared, I think. Tom, what are you looking forward to and why?
Snorkeling, because we can snorkel at the coral reef.
That's an easy one. I am looking forward to snorkeling on the Great Barrier Reef. Snorkeling is probably my favourite thing in the world to do, so the more snorkeling the better.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to like seeing all the crocs, like the crocs jumping, because we didn't get to do that in Darwin.
I'm looking forward to spending time on the East Coast, snorkeling, beaches, seeing family, seeing friends up in Cairns. And just having a bit of a base for a little while.
Who's your favourite boy on the road?
It's hard. There's 3 to choose from. They all have their certain qualities. They're all okay, I guess.
Today we're going to look at
right, Jamesy, leaving Uluru today.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It was very fun. We rode around it. Me and Dad went for a walk yesterday at the Valley of the Winds. I had a lot of fun. It might be one of the greatest places we've been on this trip.
What were your favourite 3 things about Uluru? Go.
So, sunset, bike ride, and camel.
Do you reckon you'd come back here?
Yes. And see the camel.